It is January 15th, 2018. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined as always by Mr. Raj Giri and Mr. Matt Morgan. Matt, how's it going, man?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Doing well. Raj, bet you had a busy weekend. Lots of rumors and speculation going on right now. What's the situation is with Paige? We'll talk about that tonight, but it was indeed Monday Night Raw, the Monday Night Raw before the 25th anniversary show. We are 2 weeks out from the Royal Rumble, and Raj, this is the start of your busy season. Yeah,
it's always January. It just gets crazy, and it's no exception this year. So it's been nuts. Impact's been taping all week. There's been tons of news from the Impact tapings. You know, we've been posting it all over the site. Looks like Bobby Lashley, EC3, and Laurel Van Ness are all gone from the company. Chris Adonis, Chris Masters also gone. So yeah,
Isn't Lauren Van Ness their champion?
She lost it at the tapings. So
to who?
Allie.
Oh.
So yeah, so she's done. She wrote we got an article on it. She wrote a farewell to Impact and confirmed that she was granted her release. So, and she had asked for it back in November. So, but she had asked for it after they had her win the title. So she agreed to lose it, then go forward with the release. So yeah, every taping, it just feels like it's a revolving door, you know.
It's been like that since it got resurrected, guys.
Yeah.
And when I came back, it was like a bunch of Magnus came back, but just Magnus was very clear he was only going to be there for a minute. You know, Masters at first couldn't get on. He couldn't even get on TV at first. They were going to have in our role where it was me, Magnus, who the hell else was it? Somebody else was like a fourth, but versus four of the main heels. When I came back, it was an 8-man tag, if you remember, Alberto and whomever, Tyrus and those guys. It was supposed to not be Masters. It's supposed to be what's his name, the wrestler from India.
Mahabali, yeah.
Vera, or whatever his name is.
Shira,
Shira, thank you. It's supposed to be him. And then last second, they put Masters in there because they didn't have anything for Chris. They told him to come, and they didn't have nothing for him. It was very unorganized. And I'm not surprised that it's there's too many loose ends if you work there. Meaning there's nothing that's solidified as far as if I was just starting my career, you know what I mean? There's nothing on paper that means anything. If you have a 3-year contract, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, and you work like 8 days a year, so there is that too.
Yeah, there's no real feeling of that you're in a company, honestly, which was great for my situation until they started bitching that they wanted me to tour to India, and I was like, that ain't our deal. See ya.
Yeah, it's odd. It keeps changing. Hopefully this creative team works out, but I gotta say, man, it seems like things were a lot more. It felt a lot more settled. I mean, it still felt like it was going downhill, but it felt a little more calm with Dixie Carter at the helm. Whereas,
oh my God, yes.
You know, now it's been like 5 different resets.
Guys, there's no question. I mean, she had more years, obviously, and some different writing teams over the years within there. But come on, our guy, when you were there, you were there. You weren't there for 6 months or a year and then gone. We were all there for 6, 7, 8 years.
Well, some of these are not even that. So, like Taryn Terrell was there in August and gone by November. You know, like Jim Cornette, they made him a head authority figure, and he was gone within a few months. So.
Through the Dixie years, I'm saying. You know what I mean? We were there forever. We were there for 6, 7 years, and we thought we were their competition. Whether right or wrong, that's what we thought.
You guys, and you guys were the closest thing for a long time.
Yeah. Kinda, man. Just so who's headed to the WWE of the group that have left Impact? Is it confirmed all 3 or? It
has to be EC3, right?
Yeah.
EC3 seems like a no-brainer. Lashley seems like a no-brainer to me. Yeah. He had some heat with WWE with the way he left and
it had to do with his wife, right? Though.
Yeah, but he got directly involved, and that's why he requested his release. Was over that whole thing and stuff with Michael Hayes. But it's been like 10 years now.
It's a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, it just seems like if you're looking for opponents for Lesnar, like we were talking about last time, that seems like a no-brainer.
I can't believe I'm about to say this sentence, but physically more impressive looking.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can argue that he has a better MMA record. Lesnar's fought more top quality guys, but
yes.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the record itself without looking at who they fought, Lashley's got the better record.
Yeah, and he's gotten really good. Bobby became a good worker, actually.
Yeah, he kind of found his character, I felt like, in TNA.
Like when I came back, we did 8-man tag. Bobby was calling shit out there. I was really impressed with it, actually. Because Bobby was the guy you had to lead through every single match. And no disrespect to Bobby, but when he first started, much like when I first started, he was the quote-unquote broomstick that someone like a Ric Flair or Kurt Angle could have that match with. All of us big guys are when we first start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need to be led through all these matches because we're big stiffs at first. But Bobby was always, you know what I mean? I was very impressed with how much he had grown. He is a worker now. Like, he really is.
Yeah.
So if we had to predict Royal Rumble weekend coming up less than 2 weeks away.
Wow, all the possibilities.
Well, so you think Ricochet at TakeOver in the audience teasing it? And then either EC3 or Bobby at the Rumble, maybe?
I think EC3... I don't know if...
Does EC3 garner that reaction, guys?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is he a big enough star to get anything at the Rumble outside of...
If they gave him a full run as himself, he could, but he needs all that first. You know what I mean? Bobby's the one who could come in right away and get a reaction.
Exactly. But Bobby, so according to PW Insider, Bobby wouldn't be available till February 1st, so that rules out the Royal Rumble.
Gotcha.
Ugh. Yeah. How much would it cost him? What would it cost him?
I'm sure not much. I'm sure he could just do it, and they're not going to do it.
Do you know what I mean? Like what would happen?
Can Impact afford to file a lawsuit?
That sounds horrible. I love my old company. See, there's all my pictures in the background. I'm so proud of TNA when I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're right. Can they afford to take him to court?
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. But
traffic ticket. I'm joking.
Well, maybe EC3 will debut the night after the Raw after the Rumble. That would be a good night to do that. And then Bobby.
I think EC3 I could see at NXT as well.
I would love that.
I think he needs to go through the NXT system.
Think so?
Yeah, just to get that name recognition, because most people are not going to know who he is. I mean, you look at Woken, this Woken Matt Hardy stuff, and part of that is the booking, but it hardly got any reaction tonight. And
well, the key is, did it get it the first time they tried it? Did it get that reaction? Sorry. And it did.
It did. Yeah, that's true.
But he's not gonna. He'd be better, so much better off at NXT. He could really show everybody like how much he's improved. He could run that show. He really could. He's awesome on the mic. And then now you've got, you know what I mean, a bona fide star that they think they kind of fucking molded, and they bring him up to TV, and he gets his fair shot. Hopefully
they don't name him Derek Bateman again.
What does that sound like? It sounds like a porn star name, right?
No, it's like the 80s TV shows. They took like the Jason Bateman
and Derek. No, his character was Derek on Silver Spoons.
Derek from Silver
Jason Bateman wasn't on Silver Spoons. That's Ricky Schroeder. Schroeder.
Jason Bateman was on Silver Spoons as a character named Derek for the first 2 seasons. He was like the bad influence.
Really?
Yeah, and he left to do his own show, my favorite sitcom of all time, It's Your Move, starring Jason Bateman, where he played essentially the same character, like a scheming Ferris Bueller type, who was at war with
Valerie and the Hogan family, or was that later?
That was, which is the one where they did the Grateful Dead concert with all skeleton bones.
That was It's Your Move, the best sitcom ever made.
Okay, that was really good.
All the episodes are on YouTube.
Are you sure Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I know him from like Valerie and the Hogan.
That was
family. Yeah, he was on that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
He did
Teen Wolf 2.
Yes, Teen Wolf 2.
Yeah.
And then he didn't work a lot for 10 years after Teen Wolf 2. But then made the comeback with Arrested Development.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Glenn, good job for once with your worthless Cliff Clavin from Cheers knowledge.
Yeah.
I love It's Your Move. And The Dregs of Humanity was the name of the all-skeleton band.
But real quick, what I was going to say, too, because they're bringing Drew McIntyre up as soon as he's back. So that's you need some more guys to fill out NXT at the top. You only got Adam Cole, Aleister Black, and Andrade Almas right now. So it adds a lot to put EC3 in that mix.
Yeah. So before we jump into Raw, we should probably address the news that they did not address on Raw, rather the rumors that they didn't address on Raw tonight. So they did address that Paige is medically not cleared to participate in the Women's Royal Rumble. However, the internet was on fire this weekend with the rumor saying her in-ring career, at least with WWE, is over.
It is.
What?
It is.
Whose?
Paige's.
Why?
They're not going to clear her. Their WWE doctor is not going to clear Paige after this latest neck injury. So she took so it's the spot that they've been doing at all these house shows. So Bailey would do the spot sometimes. Sasha's done it before, where Paige is turned around and they kick her in the in the back, and then she falls forward. so she had collapsed. Was it like 2 weeks ago at a live event? Hasn't wrestled since. Had trouble getting back to her feet. Finally, was able to go to the back on her own. It's not clear what condition she has or exactly what happened, but the WWE doctors will not clear her. So
forever?
Yeah, forever.
How could you say that? How could they say
that's
forever?
what they said with Daniel Bryan too.
I thought Daniel wasn't.
Apparently, it's something that they think is permanent, that she can't get back in the ring. I thought it was more
concuss related.
Yeah, so Daniel Bryan's is concussion, but Paige is his neck and some neck injury that it's this. I mean, it's the same thing that happened to Edge, where he had the neck injury, and they said that he can wrestle again.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I think they need to get out of their own way with this stuff. I mean, we should be the PC part of me says we should be applauding them for caring about their wrestlers, right? But then there's part of me going, this woman needs to make a livelihood. This is how she makes her livelihood. This is how she makes her money. Like, can it be up to the talent sometimes to sign that, to make that deal with the devil that, hey, you know what, I'm jeopardizing my life, but so effing be it. That's my decision to make.
I think as a publicly traded company, you don't want to take that risk where if something does happen, and you knew about the injury and you let her wrestle anyway, even though.
So does Stone Cold come back from that stuff? You know, from the pile driver from Owen Hart.
It's a different time now because now they're way more. Oh yeah, probably not. Because so many doctors were telling him he couldn't wrestle. He shouldn't wrestle again. Yeah, and I guess it all depends which doctor you listen to, and ultimately the WWE doctor is the final guy, and if he says no, even though all the other doctors say yes, like Daniel Bryan, that's what sticks.
And like I said, PC wise, I mean, I see why they're doing it, and we should, at the end of the day, kind of applaud it. But as far as a friend of yours that you want, not that I don't want the best for her health wise, that sounds horrible to me. Yeah, keep going. Don't worry about your neck; it'll be fine. But like that's how they make their money. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes you can get. But I've had so many concussions; it's not even funny. I've had literally over 16 concussions, and I've never once bitched about it or complained about it. And I don't have any. I have not had any adverse effects from it. Thank God. But I'm donating my brain once I pass away to SLI, and we'll see. Maybe Matt Morgan was, some friggin' raging lunatic in my brain, and nobody knew about it. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like, I just feel like it's my decision. Some of it needs to be the talent's decision because that's their livelihood, that they put all their freaking eggs in that basket.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, she could wrestle outside of WWE. So
as a female, where is she going to go make money?
No, that's the thing. That's the business. That's the reality of the business right now.
TNA for a year will give them good money. Then they'll screw her out of they'll say they need to take a pay cut because they can't afford it anymore. That's what they do. And
who knows when her contract's up what their situation would be, So it's messed up. I mean, it's unfortunate. The one thing is that Paige is so talented that you could use her in other roles. And there's people in the chat asking why WWE didn't announce her retirement. I have a feeling they're not going to. I can almost see them just keeping her in this role with Absolution as kind of their mouthpiece.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
You know what? That'd be really cool, actually. If she can make that money while just doing that, it's even better.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to take bumps.
Right.
Yeah. And she's great on the mic. If they ever, people have suggested a coaching role. So there's a ton of stuff. But as of right now, she's great. Of all the women on Raw, I think she's the best.
She's the realest. She's the realest one. People they use that word all the time. I hate it. Like, I'm real. Yeah, I'm the real. You know what I mean? They always talk about being real, but she legitimately is very real whenever I watch her.
Yeah, you buy her character. It's not like you don't feel like you're just watching someone act. So she's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's a really unfortunate, really tragic. A lot of people are giving Sasha crap, but they've been doing this spot, at live events. If Paige had a problem with doing it, they wouldn't have been doing it. They've been doing it night out. There have been nights when Bailey's done it.
To put this in perspective, I got the same reaction. I've talked to Joe. I've talked to AJ. I've talked to lots of guys, and nobody has any ill feelings towards Sasha because it was one of those. It'd be like one of them told me it'd be like if they went to headbutt me, right, and it was like that one time. You know what I mean? that it gave me a concussion, let's say, because he didn't put his thumb in the way properly. And it's a one time that gives me that one concussion that sets me on my 17th concussion, and now I can't wrestle ever again, and I'm waking up throwing up every morning. Well, that was just a routine headbutt.
Right.
That's the same thing with the stuff that Sasha, you know what I mean, had done. This is something they've done a million times. And it was just a freak occurrence, freak accident, freak timing, and everything.
Yeah,
it really is. Shoot is an accident. She's good. Sasha is not a careless worker, guys, by any stretch of the imagination, for those of you giving her shit. She's one of the top of the top of the top girls as far as being careful and making her shit look good at the same time.
It happens to the best of the best. You remember that year that AJ Styles was like two different
killing
wrestlers
people with the Styles Clash, apparently?
Yeah, like he's been doing it his whole career. It's been fine. And then in 1 year, it was like Lionheart and Yoshitatsu, right?
It drove me nuts, by the way. It's it's a little weird when you're upside down in that maneuver. Mm-hmm. And for the record, I swear to you, I've taken that. I swear to you, I took that. And he's had to really jack me up like super high up his body, so not much of my head was dragging on the mat. But you tuck your head in the opposite way you normally would for any other bump. Okay, you know that going into that. AJ's very clear about that. You don't tuck your head. That's it. And the guy's like, "Whoa, by nature, you want to tuck your head." I'm like, Lionheart, you bitch, shut up. You're getting my boy all this unjust heat that he's been doing this move for 35 years, and shut up.
Yeah, it's like Samoa Joe with the Muscle Buster, just that one time, freak accidents. They just happen.
Yes, that's a great example, too. Yes.
You can also see AJ kind of looks down because, like, when Ellsworth tried to tuck, AJ does, like, a slightly modified version to make it a little less impactful in that area if he doesn't think it's clear. He's very careful.
Yeah, he talks to you. It's not hard. It's just you going against your natural want to tuck your head.
Now here's my one issue. Why would Paige agree to be taking those blind bumps? You know, like the kick to the back, and it's like Daniel Bryan when he came back from his injury, and he's taking these stupid bumps on his head and doing the headbutts in the at that WrestleMania ladder match. It's like, man, you don't have to prove to yourself that you're 100% right off the bat. Ease back into it.
I think that's a great question. I think part of it is them testing themselves. Can I still go full tilt? And then it's like when I tore my pec and I came back, I went to the gym. I immediately was trying to work on chest. You idiot. Why would you work on chest? You just tore it. Give it a freaking 6 months. It ain't going to kill you. No, I've got, you know what I mean? It's just athlete's thing in our head. For us to feel 100% safe about a prior injury, it's like we have to attack it ourselves right away. It's really weird.
Yeah,
it is.
You see it, and being detached from it, I'm just like, just ease into it.
Especially Daniel, you would think. Yeah.
I remember he had this match with Luke Harper when he came back after that long absence, and he was like dropped right on his head, and it was just the nastiest looking bump. And
it was.
Oh, man. So we're going to talk about Raw in a moment, but first I want to take a minute and thank the sponsor of this episode, which is Dollar Shave Club. Well, I figured now was a good time, Matt. We talked about the news. We teased Raw. A lot to talk about with Raw. But we're going to talk about Dollar Shave Club DSC. You've heard us talk about how much we love getting our shaves from our Dollar Shave Club razors, especially using their Dr. Carver's shave butter. And I'm here to tell you, never giving up my membership because, in fact, I'm adding even more DSC products to my daily routine. They make products for your hair, your face, your skin, the shower, everything you need. They have you looking and feeling amazing. Raj, have you tried all of their stuff yet?
I've done all of it. Yep.
Yeah, it's great. So what do they have? So what do they have? They got the razors.
They got
the thick razor heads, guys, not the crap first ones they give you, the bigger ones.
Yeah, they got the razor, they got a body cleanser, they got hair gel, and they even got butt wipes.
What? Say it again for the people, just so they can fully understand that. Butt wipes, not just the best 80s insult. It's an actual thing, a butt wipe.
Oh, God.
Butt wipe, yeah. So
for all you fathers of kids out there, don't act like you don't use your kids when you're in there and you see them.
Yeah, you get one of those one that's going forever
that you're changing your kid's diaper with, is what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, guys. So don't.
Hey, that science is onto something, because Dollar Shave Club, seriously, I mean, they've got you covered from head to toe. No more annoying trips to the store, and head to toe and tail. No more annoying trips to the store, cruising up and down the aisles, looking at shelf upon shelf, going, "What the hell is that? And what do I do with it?" They've got everything you need, and now is a great time to give Dollar Shave Club a try. You can get your first month of the best razor along with travel-size versions of the shave butter, the body cleanser, and yes, even the butt wipes for just $5. After that, you get replacement cartridges shipped for just a few bucks a month. It's the DSC Starter Set, and you can get yours for $5 exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/INC. That's dollarshaveclub.com/INC. And folks, this is, the most intimate discussion we've perhaps had on Wrestling Inc. But take it from me, take it from Raj, take it from Mr. Matt Morgan. Butt wipes. Dollar Shave Club.
And we all have beards right now. But I keep my stuff clean. I shave my neck, and I use Dollar Shave Club for that. So just like, keeping it maintained and trimmed, it works. So
the kids call it tight. You keep it tight.
Keep it tight. That's what it is.
Yeah. Seriously. So good to have them as a sponsor. So impressed with everything I've tried from them. dollarshaveclub.com/INC. And we thank them for sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah, I started using it's probably been like 8 months, and I've never switched back after. So I've been using them.
It's all great.
Since then.
Everything I get from them. So as hosts, they send us samples of the product, and then check it out. Well,
must be nice.
We need to work Matt more into the ads. Get him some product.
I don't
but
get
I'm telling you
anything.
I end up. Did you get? I'll ask you off there. But I end up going and ordering more of it because I like the stuff they send us so much. I'm like, I actually have to subscribe to this. I need to get this myself. It's all fantastic. They're a great sponsor.
Their blades last longer than they even tell you they last. I'm a testament to it because I'm lazy about going to my medicine cabinet and getting new ones. And I'm telling you right now, those things last forever.
Yeah.
Absolutely great stuff. So Raw tonight opened with a look back on Braun Strowman bringing down the structure on top of Kane, trashing Brock Lesnar backstage last week. And Braun comes out to a pop, met by Kurt Angle, who essentially tells him, hey, you're out of the triple threat at Royal Rumble, and by the way, you're fired.
This was one of those that, it's clearly BS, but it was a hot start. It was interesting. You're kind of curious which way they were going to go.
Yeah.
So I
definitely.
liked it.
Yeah. Last week, though, I mean, really, where did he just grab a grappling hook from? Like, come on! Of all the shit that's backstage, there's not a grappling hook with a rope attached.
Well, it's like, why are kendo sticks under the ring?
Because you never know what's going to happen if there's a hardcore match. That's what I always thought as a fan.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because
you don't use them to help build a ring.
No. I always assume it's weaponry that's under the ring.
All right.
Because there's a hardcore match coming up later that night, potentially.
All right.
That's me.
That does tie up a loose end.
But that is what I thought as a fan. Now, a grappling hook that he just walks by. Come on. I mean, unless homeboy's going mountain climbing on himself. Get it? The mountain. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was a far stretch for me. Yeah. And then him doing his after he just made the set go down on somebody. That's not something he would really do in real life. It would not be. But that said, they're booking him, in my opinion, they're doing really good as far as how they're booking him, keeping things simple and making him look strong. And his promo tonight was good. He's got confidence now, you could tell a little bit. He's calmed down on his non-verbals. Like, he always had this habit, whether it's a promo or he had to stand still after doing something, where he'd start licking his lips nervously, or he'd like do this. I noticed everything. He would do like this slight head nod thing he would start doing. He stopped himself tonight. I watched it. So he's getting comfortable. He really is. And he's got the fans. He's going against the grain in a major way, being an almost 7-foot babyface, and it's working. It's amazing in 2018 that it's able to work, but it is. And like you said though, Raj, I ain't buying. Nobody's buying that his homeboy's getting fired or not going to be in the match or what not.
Yeah, but that being said, Braun smashing stuff is just it gets you going.
That's how you
know.
It's how you get him over, man. Yeah. It's just like when Mark Henry used to bend like a friggin' what was that, frying pan? I remember being shooting press as a fan. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, that's how you get guys over. Just that simple stuff.
Right. Well, so let's talk about this storyline, since this was a through line throughout the night tonight. So Braun backstage, escorted out by security, says no, and then proceeds to trash like 5 of those guys backstage, just throwing them everywhere. Ends up going in the production room, messing stuff up. Well, before that, went to catering, helped himself to a piece of chocolate cake, ruined Kurt Hawkins' meal. of all things. And then, yes, ends up in the production booth outside of the truck and had him trying to tip a semi over at one point, all before going to attacking Michael Cole, giving him like a power wedgie and throwing him around for a bit. Then Kurt Angle saying Stephanie McMahon called, and it's cool, Braun, you're hired. You're back in the match. Path of Destruction.
The production truck part was weak. Like, he goes in, doesn't do anything. You know, like, if you're teasing that, you should have him do something. Otherwise, don't have him go in it at all. You know what I mean?
Have a fake thing go off, like on the soundboard, a fake pyro.
Yeah.
Or something go off to make it look like he broke something, or headbutt through a TV screen, something, because otherwise there's really not much you can do in there.
Yeah,
there isn't much to play with in there, so why bring it in?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. They shouldn't have even mentioned it. Because then he tipped over the trailer, which was not part of, which there was no equipment in there, production equipment. So,
yeah.
And then this one, they rushed that. Like, it wasn't like the ambulance where they built up to it, and when it finally happened, you're like, holy crap. It did too fast to where the impact just wasn't there.
It was like he flipped over a table.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting that Corey Graves chastising Stephanie for hiring him back. That was kind of interesting to have the heel commentator.
Corey doesn't know what he is from match to match.
That's probably true.
Times. Like, he's like booing Elias but cheering the Miz, like, and then Booker is for Elias, and then against Jason Jordan, and then a babyface announcer for other matches. So they're just all over the place.
He throws it off a little bit when he starts. Well, wait a minute. Jason Jordan's going to be ultimately heel, so technically he is playing it
true
by liking all the heels. Is there any babyface he's cheering for now?
Booker,
Corey.
Well, he boos Elias. Like, he's always giving Elias a hard time.
Is Elias a face, though?
No, he's a heel.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Maybe it's just
by the way, I watched that Straight to the Source with him and Enzo.
Yeah.
That was great.
Uncomfortable. Best word to use for that.
Enzo's awesome.
Yeah. He is awesome. He really is.
Because it was that kind of character. You couldn't tell where he was being in character and where that's him. And I think all the great wrestling personalities have that.
Yeah. He's a little too ready with his little rhymes. You know what I mean? But like, when you're like, what, dude? That's not even funny. But you know what I mean? The whole landscape of the entire thing was great.
Yeah.
He's a star. He is a star.
He's living kayfabe more than anyone else. Did you see that thing with the TMZ stopping him at the airport, asking him about Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Real quick about the Strowman stuff. I thought this felt like, at least for a while, it felt like the old Attitude Era shows where you'd have Austin just going crazy, during the night, doing different stuff, or you'd have like the different ongoing segments.
You know what's crazy is that there's nothing that can really be done anymore that we haven't seen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So back then, we were all seeing that shit for the first time, essentially.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff. Concrete and Vince's vet.
The
know
beer,
what I mean?
the beer bash.
The beer bash, him sitting in Vince's office with his feet up on his desk. Like, that was fun. That was our first times for that stuff.
They do a couple of things here. Like with Braun, they'll do some stuff you haven't really seen.
Yeah, that's true. The grappling gimmick, I make fun of it, was the ambulance, right?
Yeah, the ambulance, or him having Roman on the stretcher and flinging him off the platform.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird though. Kurt talking about he was going to call the police, so we called the police off. Like, I have expected to see Kurt backstage was like trying to shoot him with like a tranquilizer dart or something, bring him down.
The fans turned on Kurt tonight for this stuff. I mean, they were legit chanting "You suck," not chanting,
That's
in
really
a
impressive.
babyface way. Yeah.
Yeah. So Braun's back in the Royal Rumble triple threat. People, don't worry.
Yeah.
His career is safe with the WWE for now. So the first match we had of the night was Titus Worldwide versus The Bar. Distraction by Jason Jordan, allowing Titus Worldwide to win. Titus Worldwide 2018, 15 days in, folks.
Yeah.
They're on a roll. I think if depending on what they do next week, I think they could end up turning that tag match into a triple threat at the Royal Rumble.
I want to see a four-way
At this point. Raj, did you have that theory originally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that. But now I'm almost thinking a four-way. Because then you had Gallows and Anderson. So the fact that they're having them all kind of, get involved. So I could see them turning it into a 4-way with those teams.
Yeah. I like Jason Jordan coming out doing the distraction with Seth. So let's talk for a second about this, because there were rumors online about Jason Jordan suffering an injury this weekend, but that appears to maybe, even if it was the case, they anticipate he'll be back in time for the Rumble.
Yeah. So it's apparently nothing too serious, but like he didn't work tonight. He didn't work the weekend live event. But yeah, they didn't pull him out of the match or anything, and he looked fine. So I don't think it was a flu or anything. We'll see. There's several other wrestlers had the flu, like Sonya Deville, excuse me, Mandy Rose. So yeah, it's been going around.
It's that time of year. We had Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese. Tony Nese accompanied by Enzo, cutting a bit of a promo ahead of time. Cedric Alexander accompanied by Goldust. I think I'm onto something tonight, folks, that I'm not sure the crowd so much loves Enzo. They just really love doing that soft chant, because when Goldust, when they were doing it, the crowd was doing it almost as loud as they did with Enzo.
When Cedric did it?
Yeah.
It's funny, like Goldust, when he comes out without not being in this cruiserweight mix, he doesn't get any reaction. But like when Cedric is teasing someone coming out and it's Goldust, he gets one. And I think it's just because they're relieved that it's not another cruiserweight coming out.
It's someone they know.
Yeah, exactly. Someone they see as at least they're like, okay, at least it's a star, not someone they don't, someone from 205 Live. So, yeah, I mean, this cruiserweight division is just watching beating a dead horse.
Yeah. So they did. Cedric did win. Pick that up, and of course, Cedric is gonna have his rematch with Enzo at the Royal Rumble. But let's dive a little deeper into a match and talk about this one specifically: Asuka versus Nia Jax. Mm-hmm. So, Matt, I know you've talked about this before in terms of how they're booking Asuka and her dominance, but this tonight, I mean, this was even more balanced than her match against Emma. Do you think it was the right call to do this competitive of a match at this point?
They shouldn't be touching. Okay, so like I can't get past the part that they're even touching. All right, they're supposed to be on the opposite ends of the spectrum, North Pole, South Pole. They meet in the middle a year from now. Okay, that's the way that's supposed to work. It's different brands, even. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's how much they should not be near one another. But I gotta answer your stuff in the context that I watched tonight. They're now obviously working each other. I'll say. I just want a different point. Nia Jax is starting to really impress me. Mm-hmm. I watched a promo she did that was like on WWE.com exclusive. She's gotten very comfortable. She gave like a really smart ass answer to the reporter guy whose name I never can remember, Mike or something like that. Yeah. She's improved a lot as a character. I'm actually really impressed because I thought she was a lost hope. I really did. But she's improved, and the match tonight was what it was. It's not what I want to see. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. I don't want to see these two working right now. So not because they're not good or anything. I just feel like it's not where it could be.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't think they should pick a winner between them at this point. I think that it diminishes. They kind of didn't. Them. Yeah,
I mean, they kind of got out of it. It was just a time filler. Nothing happened. Way to continue Nia and Enzo.
Yeah. Which, telling you, man, people keep. I still think that's got potential. I mean, it's a shame they're not going to be in the Mixed Match Challenge together, but it is.
How
what
is
it
that?
is.
Why aren't they?
They took Enzo out when he had the flu or whatever it was 2 weeks ago. They just said, "Oh, he can't compete,"
even though he was back by the time they were still announcing teams.
That's stupid.
So it made no sense. Yeah.
So Nia's with Apollo. So I don't know if you noticed tonight.
Real quick, the ending of the match, Nia was outside the ring, hurt her leg,
got hurt.
And they stopped. She was trying to get in the ring, trying to put weight on the leg, couldn't. They stopped the match. It was all storyline for anyone wondering. And that was it. Asuka wins, but because Nia couldn't continue.
No less than 3 times tonight did they use a new phrase to refer to Nia. I don't know if you picked up on this. Thank you to Biggie 3311 in the chat for reminding me. Irresistible force. An irresistible force like Nia Jax. They said that at least 3 times during the match tonight. Yeah, I mean, I think this is
versus the immovable object.
Yes, but irresistible force. That's not the usual phrase.
It's irresistible force versus the immovable object.
Yeah. Is it irresistible force?
Yes. Hulk Hogan was Andre the Giant. Go back and watch it. Gorilla calls it.
Look at it.
And Hogan and the Warrior, they use that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Irresistible force.
Gorilla used to say that all the time.
3 times this evening for Nia.
But it's supposed to be reserved for 2 big, humongous beings.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess Asuka's built up as that, right? Even though she physically isn't, you know?
Yeah.
Her gimmick is.
Thought that was interesting tonight. So after that match, we went to Alexa Bliss consoling her backstage, Enzo consoling Nia along as well, and then Enzo and Nia pairing off and telling Alexa to scoot. Jason Jordan backstage with Kurt Angle. I loved this tonight.
Real quick about Alexa Bliss, man. She's really been pushed to the side, over the last couple months as women's champion. You forget that she holds that title. She's kind of doing nothing.
Where is this coming from?
What do you mean?
She's minding her own business, and you just attacked her out of nowhere. We're not even talking about her. We're talking about Jason Jordan.
No, Alexa Bliss. We're talking about
she was in the segment immediately preceding.
Yeah, right before. She was.
I think
What'd she do to you?
No, I'm saying I'd like for them to use her better. I don't like with the women's division how they just treat the champion as just fodder.
If they're
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if you looked at the bracket, the schedule, the teams for the Mixed Match Challenge, along with the charities, but Alexa Bliss teaming with Braun Strowman, wrestling for the charity Connor's Cure. I'm going to call it at this point. I think they're winning the Mixed Match Challenge.
Either that or Bobby Roode and Charlotte, because they got like the girls club or something like that, right? And they're on this big female kick.
Well, what about the breast cancer one? Who has that?
Apollo and Nia.
This is so weird, like that you have a scripted thing with real charities,
But those are the ones they give the most to. What about Make-A-Wish? Is Make-A-Wish one of them?
I don't think Make-A-Wish was one of them.
Could you imagine pitching these charities being like, hey, would you like to be a part of this? We're scripting this other charity to win $100,000, but you could get $10,000, I mean, it's just kind of a weird thing unless that $100,000 thing is a work and they really are just splitting all that money evenly between these 10 charities.
Okay, yeah, then that's different. But imagine if it's a work, the charity thinks they're getting $100,000 and they don't get it.
Right. They're like, we made a booking change.
That's horrible.
They're probably just giving each charity $100,000. It's tax deductible for the WWE.
Yeah, exactly. That's
sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm sure someone like David Bixenspan will do a records request of WWE financials in a year, and we'll find out they gave them all the same amount of money. But just the full list, just so we have it, Bayley and Elias are wrestling on behalf of Americares. Jimmy Uso and Naomi for the Boys and Girls Club.
Real life couple there.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman for Connor's Cure.
Don't care.
Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair for Girl Up, a United Nations Foundation initiative. Lana and Rusev for the Global Citizen.
Another real life couple.
Please don't turn off our podcast, everybody.
Hey, Mixed Match Challenge, Matt. This is hot, man. This is going to be on Facebook Live.
I'm about to pick up the pace
tomorrow night.
That one excitement.
Alicia Fox and Goldust on behalf of Hire Heroes USA. They're a charity that empowers U.S. military members to get jobs. Big E and Carmella Kaboom, which is a childhood charity for play spaces. Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish is being represented by Natalya and Shinsuke, but they're up tomorrow against Finn Balor and Sasha Banks, wrestling on behalf of Special Olympics.
God, the promos those guys did for this match are just god-awful.
Yeah. Asuka and The Miz, Rescue Dogs Rock. Becky Lynch and Sami Zayn for UNICEF. Apollo and Nia for Susan G. Komen. And that's all the teams. Tomorrow night, Sasha and Finn versus Natalya and Shinsuke. On Facebook. Okay, Matt, wake up. We have more Raw to talk about. We wasted so much
time in the beginning of Raw. Why? Nobody cares about this Mixed Challenge.
Social media blowing up with people talking about the Mixed Match Challenge. Okay, Matt, I know you're interested in this. Let's talk about the Revival versus two local enhancement talent, Aaron Solo and Ricky Starks. One of them, Bailey's fiance. But afterwards, the Revival cutting that promo. They are not sports entertainers. They are professional wrestlers.
That's the first time they've used professional wrestler on WWE TV in forever that I can remember.
Yeah.
Somebody got it in the last few years.
They'll say,
an announced team. But I was going to say real quick, this was great, fantastic. I wasn't happy it was Enhancement talent, though. These guys are feed them a different team. I don't care who it is. They're great. Their promo was money at the end. They played all their strengths, and we're finally getting to what we got in NXT as far as who they are, their identity. If you think about it, the promo is supposed to be about who, what, when, where, and why. Why you should want to come pay and see them, basically. They gave us who they were tonight. There's no question about it. We now know who they are. So we've been exposed to layer one of the onion, if you will, as far as their characters go. Before, we just knew what we knew from NXT from them and Corey Graves talking about them and hyping them up on the announce booth. But other than that, we didn't know much about them from them because they always got hurt or something bad would happen. So it was good to see them get that mic time, and I thought they made the most of it. I really did. Homeboy needs to get himself a little bit tighter, though.
Yeah,
a little bit. He's a little bit droopy in his stomach, more than normal. And I know he doesn't have to be a bodybuilder type. I'm a fan of him not being a bodybuilder type, actually. The bald one, I forget his name. Not the bald one with the Fu Manchu.
Arn Anderson without the hair.
Arn Anderson without the hair. That's him. Yeah, you're right.
Dawson. That's Dawson.
Tighten up just a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think that's what's going on. I think
what's going on?
I think they got this match and they did that promo so they get their asses handed to them by DX next week on Raw 25. And that's all. That's the only reason this match was done. I don't think it was to give them something or give them a push. I think it was just to set up an angle for next week where they get smashed. And I hope I'm wrong.
All the other tag teams are all being used. That could make sense.
Yeah. So I hope I'm wrong, but the fact that they bring him back randomly and they're asked specifically about next week, and they,
although you're really missing the potential hook of having Balor Club come out with DX, doing the whole too sweet bullshit. You know what I mean? And connecting those guys, giving them Hunter thinking he's giving the Balor Club the rub with DX, and out comes Sheamus and Cesaro to eat it.
If I'm thinking of, with Vince, when they bury these guys for these legends, it's always a Damian Sandow or Heath Slater, not usually their current champs. But we'll see. I mean, that's just the impression I got from watching how it played out. Was that I like how Booker said these guys are out to make a name for themselves for the Starks, and they never even announced their names, right?
Oh, really? Jesus, that's brutal.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
Booker's horrible.
I hate to say it, but Booker's horrible. Corey hasn't been that great lately.
But hey, we got Tom Phillips tonight when Michael Cole was too shook to compete.
Yeah.
Or to commentate, rather, after his incident with Braun. So Elias was out, sang a little song about the Royal Rumble, and introduced The Miz, who talked about his rematch with Roman Reigns. That's going to happen next week on Raw 25, not on the Royal Rumble. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. So Roman Reigns had a 2-on-1 handicap match against Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, devolved into chaos, but Roman did end up winning, spearing Axel for the pin. Matt, what do you think of this feud and The Miz being back now?
Oh, you're on mute.
Oh,
Matt, we can't hear you.
Oh,
there you go.
Sorry. Love Miz being back. Love his promo again tonight. Did not. Mr. Raj, I can't take seriously. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
And it went way too long for what was an obvious ending. Again, these matches should not go 2 segments when you know exactly who's going to win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did you guys watch this episode?
Real quick with Elias's promo. It looks like they're going to be subbing Elias in for Samoa Joe.
For John Cena.
Yeah, so because Samoa Joe was supposed to be facing Cena and Roman Reigns for like the IC title, and I think feuding with Cena before WrestleMania. Samoa Joe's injured, had the right foot.
What did he do? I didn't know this.
Last week he got a right foot injury and went in for an MRI. They never disclosed what the MRI is, but today they officially took him out of the Royal Rumble. He's out of the Royal Rumble match, and I think this injury bug is just killer right now, and so he's out of the Rumble, and from Elias's promo, it looks like, because last week Joe cut that promo on John Cena saying he was looking for him in the Rumble. So it looks like they're shifting that to Elias.
Yep. Oh, man. Royal Rumble, less than 2 weeks away. 6 hours of wrestling goodness.
Could be longer. WrestleMania was longer than 6 hours. They went, the 30-minute Undertaker goodbye that ran over, and he's coming back.
Did you guys watch the episode of Photo Shoot with The Miz?
No.
That went up 2 weeks ago. That actually was really good. It's really interesting. Cesaro's was okay. Good. Yeah, but Miz's was great. Man, him and Roman, I would really like to see that feud be developed more, because I think that could be really entertaining to keep it going for a while.
Yeah, I think they need to end that as quick as possible.
You think so?
Yeah. If Roman's going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, The Miz is just not there as far as like a top guy. And
listen, here's why I like it, because I got to see the main event. I got to see tonight because of it.
You want to keep Roman occupied so he doesn't interfere with the matches you want to see at the top of the card.
God, did you watch tonight's main event?
No, I agree.
It was weird, I thought.
You're nuts and high, and I'm going to dispute with you as to why.
They jacked up the 3K. The ref counted 3.5.
That was a little weird. You don't think that was part of it?
No, I don't think so. I think when the ref hit the ground, I think when the ref hit the hand the first time, Seth thought that he was just going to the ground or something. I think it was a miscue.
It wasn't a count. It was a ref hitting the mat to make the count. That's why you have to have your eyes open.
Right, but he actually did hit his hand 3 times.
You watch it.
Okay. So we're going to talk about that in a few moments, folks. The main event. And there's a lot to talk about there, including a return tonight that's people in our chat are going crazy for it. Everyone on social media went crazy for it. We'll talk about that in a few moments. But first, we got Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville. Paige was at ringside. They did confirm she's unable to participate in the 30-woman Royal Rumble match due to a neck injury. This match I thought was fine. I mean, Sonya Deville won against Sasha. Do we need to talk any more about this? Anything you guys have to add?
It's the continual burial of, in my opinion, again, one of the best females they've got, and they continue to bury her. So whatever.
I think it was just Sasha won last week, right? So this week it's the other team's turn, and next week Mandy Rose will get beat. That's all they got for these girls. It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's grossly underused Sasha, and Alexa, and these women that have real personalities, and they're just doing nothing.
Yep, it can work.
Yep.
Matt Hardy versus Heath Slater. So we got the new full complete Woken Matt Hardy entrance tonight. Before this match, Matt, do you think this is an improvement? Is this going in the right direction?
It's better than last week's. Yeah.
No sign of Bray Wyatt.
That helped.
That's why it was better.
Yeah,
that helped. The entrance was cool. They didn't have the little Hardy Boys graphic at the beginning. But man, I think this is just like, it's just not. It's not going to be that main event gimmick that it once was.
Yeah.
And he was tweeting that they're shooting at the compound, at the Hardy compound. They were doing that over the weekend.
Oh. Again, it's like they just feel like they're late.
And they've got their fingers on it, and their fingers on it aren't helping it.
And it's not exactly. And it's not what we saw and what we were hoping it would be.
Yeah.
Not because of Matt either.
That laughing thing, he didn't do that all the time, right? Am I remembering that wrong?
No, he didn't do it. He'd do it once in a while in between weird ass words he'd be saying, but that was it. Not this annoying stuff he's doing forever.
It's got to be the part that Vince loves about it. He's like, and I love that laugh.
I bet you that's what it is. I swear to you, I bet you that's what it is.
Yeah. So Matt won, of course, that over Heath. And then the main event tonight, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. Finn accompanied by Gallo and Anderson, the Balor Club.
Real quick, I want to ask you guys real quick. When Jeff Hardy comes back, you think they drop the Woken thing?
It depends. It completely depends. And maybe not. Maybe they have him tag with his crazy-ass brother, and the storyline is him trying to get his crazy-ass brother back to normal.
So he got all the copyright stuff, all the rights to all the stuff that they used in TNA. So they could use Brother Nero and all that stuff.
Yeah,
they could go there. That'd be great. But actually, if they're watering down Matt, I mean, good Lord, what would they do to Jeff?
Exactly. I think I almost think it'd be a mistake at this point.
Yeah, maybe Jeff tries to make him straight again. You know what I mean? Normal again. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
But they're not just going to drop it. No.
Yeah.
So the main event.
Main event match. Yeah, main event match.
Main event match. So there was interference from the bar. This went on 2 segments. Was it 2 segments or was it 3? It went on for a while. They gave them time.
3.
Yeah, real back and forth.
The entrances were 1.
Yeah. Entrance, and then there's a commercial, and then
real back and forth. Perhaps a miscount on what seemed like a win there from Finn for a moment. And the big thing that everyone's going crazy for, Seth Rollins brought back the curb stomp to finish off that match tonight. And it was brutal. That was not that was not the old curb stomp where it looked like it was just timing his foot with the fall. It looked tonight like he legit smacked his head down. I mean, didn't it? It looked
no, you saw Finn hit his hand hit the mat first.
Yeah, but it just looked a lot.
Of course he did. He'd be dead if he didn't. Like we were, his head hit the fan. That thing was money looking.
Yeah.
And that match, let me tell you how you know that was not supposed to be the finish. Because P.S. they went another few minutes afterwards with a very complicated finish.
No, it wasn't.
How you know that wasn't the finish.
Of course, it wasn't supposed to be the finish. He messed up counting 3, and they just kept going on with it because they have another 10 minutes in the match.
Right. So what's wrong with that?
They messed up on the 3. He counted
they
3.
Didn't. The ref did, but he said, no, it's 2. It's 2.
Yeah, but the ref did count 3. I mean, they even showed it on the replay.
Regardless.
So he kicked out at 3.5.
It didn't take me out of the action at all.
Yeah.
He slid on the mat with his first smack, which should never be counted as, to my understanding, it should never be counted when the ref hits the mat with both hands.
Yeah.
One of those hand smacks are not supposed to be a 1 count.
Mm-hmm.
That, if you do include that is a 3. But anyways, what was I going to say? This was a hell of a main event. That's not enough for you to say this main event sucked. Are you nuts?
No, I never said it sucked.
Seth Rollins sold his ass off. And he's improved so much. I always liked him as a heel, but he's come up as a face, man. The thing with Jason Jordan is perfect because he's always the cooler of the 2 guys, right? Automatically. Because at first, remember, he was kind of coming across as whiny and kind of not cool anymore, Seth, as babyface, remember? That was like our big thing. He is now because he can make fun of Jason Jordan all the time. You know what I mean? So he's automatically cool for that. And his stuff in the ring was really, really well done. And his selling, though, I'll keep going back to that. People say these guys don't sell anymore. Both of these guys sold their asses off tonight. Finn was selling the hell out of his neck throughout everything. But Seth's stuff, even in his own comeback, when he's starting off his first comeback, running with the running forearms and the corner to corner forearm smashes with Finn waiting in the corner for him, like he was like hopping on one leg. Like he was really overselling that. Really not overselling. He was selling it to perfection. And these guys get the knock that they don't sell anymore. They fucking sold their asses off, and I'm going to give them the credit for it. This was a great main event, and I liked it a lot.
It was a good match.
I thought it was very good.
My problem with this and the rest of the show.
You wanted to see Miz and Roman, didn't you? Mizark?
No. My problem is we're 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, and none of the matches tonight had any kind of stakes or did anything to build a pay-per-view.
Because I got news for you. It's going to be thrown out the window coming the 25th anniversary, too.
Yeah, I feel like...
Yeah. But that's the problem I have. They're not building. It's just the same exact stuff every week, and this week was more of it. This Finn versus Seth Rollins match, there was no stakes. It wasn't like if Finn wins, then I don't know. You get a better position in the Rumble, or the Gallows and Anderson get put in the tag title match. Give it some meaning as opposed to just a random match.
My victory, what I took that victory for was Jason Jordan getting on the right page finally with Seth, and they were excited about the victory. Seth was excited.
Yeah, but
so was Jason Jordan. I bought it.
But did you also take it as Seth turning heel a little bit? Because he seemed
a little bit. Yes, I did.
Because he hit that move after the interference from Jason Jordan. He looked like he was cool with it, and he was just fine with getting the win. And he had kind of a evil look on his face. So.
I took advantage of it. Yeah, it did. I don't think full heel here, but obviously.
Yeah.
But definitely an element, which I like. He took advantage of you want to call it an F-up, or you want to call it his buddy hooking him up. Regardless, he took advantage of it and won, and that's the reaction I thought he gave.
Yeah.
And he sold his butt off, both of these guys, man. I can't continue to say enough how impressed by that I was.
Yeah,
And these guys were called
they were really
spot monkeys.
and they were really
They're
putting the curb stomp over too. Like he hit that. They called it the blackout, which is what he used.
Brother, that was nasty.
Yeah, so it was called the blackout when he was in FCW and NXT, and yeah, they kept the camera on Finn for a while to show him like dizzy and dazed and confused.
Oh, yeah.
If it was a legit injury, they'd cut away quick because they were already well over 9 o'clock anyway. But yeah,
I give them credit for the bar interfering because it allows Finn to still look really strong in the loss. The loss was due to a distraction.
Diving on them, beating up Cesaro on the apron, and yeah.
So it was good. I mean, these guys, right?
let me ask you guys this real quick. Finn is the one, in my opinion, who's got a little bit of heel to him at the beginning of the match. His entrance, his swagger he had tonight for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just it, swagger. Because I'm used to seeing him be so squeaky clean by himself. He has a lot more swagger to him. Like before they locked up, you saw his face. He was cocky as F, and I liked it. Yeah,
we were saying this last week, where he seems a lot more in his element now and a lot more comfortable.
He really does.
Seth, Seth, I just always think as a heel, he's a top guy, and as a babyface, he's like a near the top guy. Like he hurts
himself in his. It's his promos. He hurts himself in his promos. Work-wise, he's a top-of-the-line babyface. He sells. He's impressive looking. He makes you feel – well, nobody feels sympathy for babyfaces anymore. They just don't. It's almost impossible to get it in 2018 unless somebody's like slices your throat open or shoots you with an Uzi. And even then the fans will complain that you're selling too long. But nonetheless, it's very hard, in my opinion, to sell as a babyface unless you're, like a diminutive babyface, really small like an Enzo. You know what I mean? Then you can get legitimate sympathy. So no one's really going to get that today. They don't give you enough time to do it either and sell properly to get that sympathy. But that said, he sells his ass off.
Yeah.
And does cool shit on offense.
Man, so Raw 25 next week, the Rumble the Sunday after, so we'll have
I don't even care about it. Is that horrible?
Really?
Which one, the Rumble or Raw 25?
Raw 25. I don't care about it.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
I don't want to see a bunch of old men. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't mean disrespectful because these were dudes I was huge marks of when I was a kid, right? Growing up and wanting to be a wrestler myself. But I don't want to see I don't know. Not all of them, but you know what I mean? I was just watching a flashback to Piper versus Snuka, the Rumble a few years ago, and Piper took his shirt off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to see that, man. I remember Hot Rod. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
It kind of.
It's like every time they show DX again, and they're like older and older and older.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, and they make fun of each other's bald spots and stuff. I was like, no.
Yeah. Even that WrestleMania when they had the NWO and DX come out, they all. I mean, I was big fans of both those groups, but
they
couldn't run, and they were all
Yeah, injured, screwed up and hurt and banged up.
Yeah, but it'll be I remember when they did Raw 1000, that got huge ratings. So I wonder if this will get. Yeah, I wonder if this will get higher, be more higher rated than the post Royal Rumble Raw. Post Royal Rumble Raw is usually always the second highest Raw of the year. And,
WrestleMania's is the first, right?
WrestleMania's is the first, yeah.
Also, kind of noteworthy tonight, Martin Luther King got a 10-bell salute. I thought that was interesting. In that video piece.
It was a good video piece.
It was very well done.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was so well done that I was kind of like, this is surprisingly highbrow for the WWE.
Yeah, I could show this to my daughters. But
yeah, good point.
Yeah. A couple other things real quick. Someone's mentioning in our chat, Jack O'Bean's mentioning that CM Punk's, they had the top 25 moments of Raw after it went off the air. CM Punk's pipe bomb promo was all the way up at number 2. That's kind of surprising because they don't even mention him anymore. So kind of neat. Also, Chris Jericho will be at Raw 25 next week.
He will?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Tokyo Dome, it's going to be on Raw 25, and then he's going to be working Naito soon. So he's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Goldberg heading into the WWE Hall of Fame. That was also announced tonight.
Headlining.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, why not? Of course.
Plus, you're kind of almost out of headliners.
No, really?
You got Undertaker.
Yeah.
As a real headliner.
Kane won you?
I don't think he's a headliner.
Really? 1 year, not now, but he's got a little bit of time completely away.
Yeah, I don't know. He was never that. He never got to that like legendary level. You know, like he was the foe, but not the person you paid for. But he was facing the guy you paid for.
Well, in the shadow of his brother. I mean, you know.
The Rock, of course. Batista, I don't know if he's a headliner.
Yes, he is.
You think so?
Yes, he is. Yeah. Also, and by the way, Kane's not the second best gimmick of WWE of all time. If you ask many of the Attitude guys, they'll tell you yes.
Probably for its longevity and everything.
You're kidding me? Yes.
Yeah. But that also shows you how many bad gimmicks they've had. I mean, how many successful gimmicks would you say there have been to Taker and Kane?
Well, not on the spot, I can't think of them, but I'd go back to the 80s and come up with Kamala, Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Akeem, the African Dream.
Yeah. but all those guys had like 2 years in the main event scene. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Is
Jake the Snake Roberts not a gimmick?
He does have a snake.
Yeah, I don't know.
All those 80s guys.
I consider a gimmick like a made-up character that...
Like Sergeant Slaughter, the gimmick.
These are all gimmicks we're talking about, bro, from the 80s.
Yeah, but like the snake, he did, like if he dressed up like a snake or acted like a snake...
He had him on his legs.
Down his tights, but he wasn't doing his promos talking like a snake, like the Red Rooster would cock his head, and, you know...
Hey, a snake gimmick could be solid. They could hiss when they do the promos.
He has a fake tongue.
You don't think? Hang on, let's go back to this. You don't think Orton, Cena, they're not Hall of Fame headliners?
They are, but I feel like they got a little ways to go.
Oh, they do. They do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's out there.
I'm talking about like if you had to pick like this year. I feel like
We're not thinking of WCW, some older guys. I'm telling you right now, we're missing some NWA people. Is Sid in?
Sid's not it. No, he's not. But he's not a Hall of Famer either. I mean, not a headliner. Not a headliner.
Oh, headliner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm talking about headlining class.
Okay.
No, Goldberg is good. I mean, and this confirms. So Goldberg, they wouldn't do Goldberg and Undertaker the same year. So Undertaker, this one more match thing. Props to Justin LaBar for being so adamant about it. I think the Undertaker's wrestling another match, guys.
Oh, he is.
He's wrestling John Cena. Wait, time out. Let's rewind this.
Yeah.
Why are we giving him props, Justin?
Because Justin was saying this for 6 months while Raj and I were going, I don't know, he's getting a little too old. They did
about
the
him wrestling one more match?
Yeah, about one more. But he was like weirdly certain about it in a way that most people weren't saying, oh, I'd like to see him wrestle one more match. He was like, it's happening.
Yeah, but he was also saying he thinks it's going to be Braun Strowman. But
it's a very physical match for Undertaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be Cena, though. So Cena and Taker this year at Mania. So
that's definite?
I think so, yeah. They haven't announced it, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Owen Hart is not in the Hall of Fame. Someone's asking that.
No, he should be.
Yeah, his wife, the whole legal thing between Owen's wife and WWE.
The Hart Foundation should be in the Hall of Fame.
The Bulldog should be in the Hall of Fame.
British Bulldogs both, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that should be in.
I mean, what about Killer Bees? Coco Beware's in there. Why ain't Killer Bees? So the Killer Bees were a good tag team.
They were good. But then I would say you should put the Rockers in, have Sean go in twice with Marty, you know?
Definitely.
So, and then there's time. They have time to put all these guys in. So,
I mean, there's so many tags. Wasn't way more tags? Is Demolition in?
No. So they had a lawsuit with WWE. So it looks like that's not happening. It was over their gimmick, I think. Like they wanted to keep it, and it got ugly, and yeah, they never use those guys for anything. And I think it's just Bill Eadie Axe that they have the issue with.
Yeah. I think you're right.
So lastly, before we take this home here, Raj, how are the odds for the Royal Rumble looking at this point?
Right now, Nakamura is a slight favorite.
To win the Royal Rumble?
Yeah. There's no real favorite. He just has the best odds right now. It was Cena, then it was Reigns, now it's Nakamura. Dolph Ziggler has jumped up. Dolph Ziggler's near the top. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at right now. It's Nakamura at the top, followed by Reigns. I believe it's followed by Reigns. Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Matt, who would you like to see win the Rumble?
I honestly don't have an answer for that. It was Joe.
Yeah.
I could see them, you know, sadly, I could see them doing Ziggler. We talked about it last week.
Why? No one's buying him winning.
No, it's the WWE Championship match, you know, and for the Universal Championship match, I don't think they want Reigns winning the Rumble in Philly. So you take that out, then it's going to be someone wrestling for the SmackDown title. And I don't think they're going to do Nakamura and AJ. So I almost see them doing Ziggler and AJ. They put it like in the middle of the show. And it's like last year with Orton and Bray Wyatt. It was just one of the forgettable WrestleMania matches that they threw at the bottom.
Well, it was memorable,
Well,
but
that's
for
a
all the
shame.
wrong reasons.
Yeah. No, I agree. I always feel like the Rumble winner should be in the top match at Mania.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
Nakamura versus AJ could be up there, though, right?
they wouldn't put it up there. Over Lesnar and Reigns or Cena and Taker?
No, but definitely no. But higher up than friggin' Dolph versus AJ.
Actually, you know what? That would be really smart because look, with Lesnar in the main event, they're going to get a lot of people tuning in. WrestleMania is going to have a huge buy rate. Putting before that in a showcase match between Nakamura and AJ would put them over huge with the casuals that maybe aren't watching SmackDown or paying attention.
Well, here's the problem.
The Smart Mark fans that want to see a really good, high-paced match.
But that's what I'm saying. Is so we know the Smart crowd is going to love it. But what I'm saying is it'd be a great showcase for the casuals
to finally see these guys.
Yeah. And to see how great the wrestling is between them.
Yeah.
I just get the feeling that WWE doesn't feel like Nakamura is that over. And I bet you they think Ziggler's more over than Nakamura.
Which is so weird.
Vince has already said it, though. He's never going to be the guy. So why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I love Dolph, by the way. I don't agree with anything that Vince says about him. I just trying to think of reality here. You know what I mean? It's like the ship is, I hate to say it, he's a friend, but the ship kind of sailed. You know what I mean?
A long time ago.
They did him wrong. He was red hot and ready for that damn title. And not just for like that quick, you know, ever how long he held it for, but a real run with it, an authentic run with it, when he was cutting world beater promos too.
Yeah.
He was really feeling himself, man. They did him wrong.
No, absolutely. Real quick, other names for the Hall of Fame this year are the Dudleys. And there you go. Yep. And then also rumored are Ivory, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Kid Rock in the Celebrity Wing.
Yay for Ivory, finally.
Yeah.
No offense to the women before her. I'm sorry. Ivory should have been in before them.
Yeah.
She should have. She's a pioneer and then some.
Mm-hmm. Well, they kind of pick one every year, so.
But I'm sorry. I love Trish. Trish is a huge draw. Lita's beautiful. Huge draw. Great workers. Okay. But I'm sorry, not on Ivory's level as far as being able to wrestle everybody. And you throw anything at her, she can handle it. Any kind of crappy character, she could handle it. And she was always the leader of that damn locker room. And that was very important during that Attitude Era when they were bringing in a Trish Stratus that the other girls like, what the hell is this crap? You're hiring Playboy models now? Right. Oxygen models now? Are you shitting me? No. And then, you know what I mean? Those people like Ivory, Jazz, and others that really... Molly Holly for sure. Yeah. Is Molly in the Hall of Fame, right? Good.
No.
That's it. She's not?
No.
She needs to be too.
No.
So if Kid Rock is going in this year, I wonder if that means they're saving Limp Bizkit for the year Undertaker does go into the Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Why is Kid Rock going into the WWE Hall of Fame? There's no... And
you know who should be in there that's not in the Celebrity Wing? Is Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder if she won't do it or something. Because
that's one of the storylines that sucked me in as a kid. Actually.
That's what I was just going to say. Cyndi Lauper is probably responsible for 70% of the people our age putting the WWE further on their radar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock and Wrestling Connection and her and Mr. T. I mean, even Mr. T, we just went in a few years ago. He should have been one of the first ones in.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper, I could see her not doing it because of the politics of the McMahons. I could see her having a stance against that.
But she was guest GM. You remember when they were doing the guest GM bit?
Yeah.
She did that one time. So it's not like she'd never do anything with WWE because she already has.
Yeah. I bet in one of those surveys, they did surveys and determined that's not their current demo. It's probably one of those straight, stupid marketing decisions,
Could be.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Next.
Yeah, well, no, that's all, Matt. Next is
That's all. There's no more news?
There's no. I think we've talked about everything in the state of wrestling.
Yeah, it's
for tonight at least.
A lot.
Well, I was gonna say this as a surprise, but I'm just gonna give you a huge spoiler. You guys are gonna have to listen to our post-show version of Wrestling Inc. podcast to hear my entrance number for the Royal Rumble. There it is. I put it out there.
There you go. So check it out, folks. Someone's mentioning Mark Henry. Mark Henry has been retired, so it's just
He'll
something
make Hall
that
of Fame eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
He's another one that longevity, like Kane. But yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. So, Matt, anything you want to plug? Anything else you got?
No, I'm good. You guys know me. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at BP, as in Blueprint, Matt Morgan. That's really it.
And come visit the city of Longwood, Florida.
What did you say?
I said, come visit the city of Longwood, Florida.
Yes, come on.
Peter, we got to EC3 and Lashley
Roger
earlier.
Hey,
Yeah.
more importantly, I got a shout out from Roger Stone on Instagram the other day. How about that?
That's
That's
whole
frightening.
other. That's
How about
we're
that?
not even going there.
Do you see? So Roger Stone was joking about trying to get Hulk Hogan to run for the Senate.
Sorry.
Dude,
So for those who don't know, Roger Stone was a crazy not crazy, but he's a very eccentric political.
very eccentric, but AKA
advisor.
Trump's senior advisor.
He was Trump's senior advisor. Yeah.
He still kind of is. What I was gonna say I could have promoted Tell Terry to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, get freaking Governor Scott out of here. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what would this world be coming to?
What are you trying to say? You come to one of my commissioner meetings to see how much work I do.
No, not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
No.
Hulk Hogan, a senator, a U.S. senator.
I mean, yeah. Who knows?
No offense to Hulk. I mean, I was a Hulkamaniac growing up.
Dude, I thought the same with Jesse at first.
Yeah. I feel like Jesse always had
his
some
background.
cred, though. I feel like Jesse always had
I
some
didn't
cred.
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the seals. I didn't.
And plus, Jesse, you hear him speak on the issues. He knows enough of what's
really
going
smart guy.
I'm gonna throw it out there to you guys. I really feel would have been a decent president. I do.
on. Jesse Ventura.
He owes nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
When he ran his campaign, he did it all just through baking goods.
Yeah.
Like that's what he raised his campaign.
Yeah.
He didn't take a dollar from anybody.
I have an hour-long interview with Jesse Ventura that I did like a year ago, where we talked a lot about
Did you really?
politics. Yeah, we talked politics, religion, marijuana.
Huh.
So find that on YouTube.
Well, not to be a dick, I'm a huge fan of him. Was he still like? Because isn't he? I could be way wrong on this. Isn't he kind of sick now or something?
No. He refuses to travel like on airplanes because of TSA, and he lives in Mexico most of the year.
There's nothing wrong with him, like as far as not dementia, but like Alzheimer's or something like that. No.
No.
Okay, I'm completely making that up.
No,
Right, I don't know why I heard
does
that.
the conspiracy theory book, shows and books and stuff like that.
I didn't know he was still doing it. The shows originally when they first came out I loved them.
Yeah. We were talking about his conspiracy theory book, and he was talking about the 9/11 conspiracies.
Yes.
We kind of debated that a little bit.
Dude, did he not make you at least think a little bit differently? When he's talking about the bottom, like what was it? The bottom, what was it? The very bottom floor being able to melt or something like that. like how it looked like it came from this way versus this way.
Yeah. When at least for me, when I look at both sides, when I look at the pros, I mean not the pros, the cons. I mean the what am I trying to say here? The for and against. If it was a conspiracy,
right?
The non-conspiracy stuff wins out for me.
I don't think our government is smart and capable enough to pull off something like that. And
So you don't think the CIA killed
everyone
JFK?
keep quiet.
I think the CIA killed JFK.
Well, and that's how we know about it because the word got out.
That's another one. That's people.
That's a fun one. I mean, I'm not. That's one I'm not ever sure on. I lean more towards that it was slightly more there was more going on than meets the eye for sure.
always more going on than meets the eye. Always, in every situation.
But sometimes things just happen. You know.
Yeah.
Like terrorists do bad things, and they, you know, and it's not like, I don't know. People sometimes try to find conspiracies in everything.
Sure.
In wrestling, I mean,
you're taught not to trust
Paige. I'm sure I'm sure people are going to think stuff with Paige and this injury, and if it's a work, and it's, you know, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I think that's part of the thing. I think rumors and the idea of something more going on, I think, is intriguing to most people, because if you have a curious mind,
it's how Raj makes a living. Who are you kidding, Raj?
Yeah.
People aren't coming to your site to see who beats who.
That's true.
Yeah.
They want the dirt sheets. Yeah. This is just reminded. Did you guys hear the Talk is Jericho episode with Bo Dallas? Where Bo's like talking about all.
I thought it would be horrible.
So he believes he's one of those guys.
Oh, conspiracy theorist?
Everything.
Oh my God. Everything.
He believes in lizard people and snake people or whatever, that the earth is, you know, being run by the snake people.
Brian Kendrick's like that as well.
Yeah.
He believes in aliens, and he'll tell you why. He reads everything.
Yeah. Someone's asking about The Rock being at Raw 25. He just started filming the new season of Ballers, so I doubt he'll be able to make it.
Wow, that dude busts his ass. He's already filming Ballers again?
Yeah. Jesus. He just started that last week. And yeah, he's a busy guy. So
you don't think he can be president?
The Rock?
You gonna laugh at that?
I won't laugh at that. I think he's a smart guy.
I think that's plausible.
I'd just like to see.
Guys, America's going to move in a new direction. They don't want pro or career politicians.
Did you ever see the movie Idiocracy, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Rock is how we get there. To President Camacho.
No, The Rock is right. Because The Rock is a smart dude.
He is, and he's likable.
Yeah.
Like universally likable. I think everybody likes The Rock.
Well, I'm hoping our city commission changes like policies, and hopefully we can go to Facebook Live on our commission meeting so they could air, you know what I mean, live in its entirety for everyone to watch everywhere. And it'll be cool because I think it makes you a little bit more accountable of what you're doing in these meetings and where you weigh in on voting and things like that. And you can, like, when it's time for a re-election even or something like that, say, hey, look, I voted for that, but unfortunately I voted 4-1. But go back on this date and listen to it for yourself. Because my whole thing is I'm one of them, you know what I mean? And voting on their behalf and wanting to do things for our city on their behalf, not as some career politician that wants to move up the ladder. You know what I mean? That's a real big reason why I did this. And like someone like The Rock is super popular. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be a popularity contest. It shouldn't be. It should be who you think's best for the job and the position, right? What I don't like is when it becomes, oh, I picked the lesser of two evils. I felt like I said that every year, every time I vote for a president. You know, I voted for the lesser of two evils. That sucks, man. I want the best of the best to run. And to do that, you guys, we've got to have the non-norm run. We've got to have different people from different backgrounds and different, you know what I mean, maybe no political experience whatsoever. Do this so we one day get to that perfect ass president, that we get this perfect president that is money all the way around. And he didn't come from the normal routes. You know what I mean? He wasn't being groomed at Yale and Harvard to one day be the, you know what I mean? Like a lot of this is. A lot of these politicians, they've been groomed from day one to potentially be the man one day.
Yeah, but with
and
the way
they're puppets once they're voted, because now they owe all these favors, they owe all this money.
Well, plus you're very limited once you're president anyway. You can't get, you know, all the major stuff has to go through Congress.
And you just completely start blasting people.
No. It's always, you know, it always happens. It's a cycle. And I don't know how we got turned on to politics.
I'm making you talk about it.
But whatever president wins, then it ignites the other side. The side that's in office gets complacent. Congress switches hands. Nothing gets done. Rinse, repeat. It happens again.
Well, come live in Longwood, folks, because stuff is getting done. And I cannot wait till like our. I do hope it still has to get passed. I brought it up tonight. I just hope that it does one day get passed, that we can film these commission meetings on Facebook Live. We'll be the first in our county to do it.
Be great.
And again, it'll be let people everywhere watch it and see like what our city's about, hopefully, and maybe want to come move here one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a long plug.
Forget
It wasn't a plug. That's me being honest. I was just being honest.
No, I know. But we were at the plugs like 20 minutes ago, and we kind of got on this tangent.
Forget Epcot in Florida, folks. Matt Morgan is turning Longwood into the experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
And all right.
Okay. Raj, anything you want to plug on this?
Hey, leave it. Hang on. No. I'm not leaving that. Leave it to undercover 60-year-old Glenn in a 30-plus-year-old person's body to say Epcot, by the way. Who says Epcot?
That's what it stands for.
I like to take a tour and I like to do wine tasting all across other countries on Epcot. You nerd.
It stands for the experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Universal Disney.
Universal's getting there. But 30-year man, I'm your age. A 30-year-old body. I'm flattered. But I think I'm like,
how old are you?
I think I'm older than you are. My birthday's in March of 76.
I'm 41.
Yeah, I'm 41 too. As well.
I'm 42, so I got you
I'm
both.
Gonna be 42
We're a bunch of old men.
Weeks.
I thought I was older than both of you for sure.
No, you're just more of look more adultish.
I look older.
Yeah. Years lived, man.
Hey, man, everyone, check out our podcast with Bruce Pritchard from last Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
He told some great stories about Undertaker and the Royal Rumble and Rick Martel forgetting that they didn't script Rick Martel being eliminated.
Yep.
And all these. So
that's a good one.
Tons of great stuff. So check that out. We got Jimmy Jacobs, an interview with him coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, more from my interview with Jeff Cobb. Oh, no. All my stuff with Jeff Cobb is all up, so check it out.
Sounds good, folks. We'll be back here Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, to talk about SmackDown Live. Until then, I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and we'll see you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.